Pero bueno, como tú decías, nosotros yo creo que lo hemos intentado, pero es verdad que bueno, ha sido el Chelsea hoy superior y hay que felicitar a este equipo, de mis jugadores, porque lo hemos intentado, pero hoy no ha sido posible. Hemos jugado contra un equipo que ha sido mejor.
Against all odds, Real Madrid won this year's 2022 Champions League, cementing themselves as one-of-a-kind team of this era. After not having a bona fide superstar in their team for over 5 years, they were able to defeat a team of what people considered the best squad in Europe. Despite all the slander, they were able to beat every team on their way to the final, one game at a time. A roster of inconsistent players, young, underdeveloped talent, making a run at the Champions League, it seemed impossible. It should have been impossible. All of their odds in every matchup were statistically not in their favor. The media was not in Real Madrid's favor either in any of their matchups, especially when they were down on their first leg in multiple occasions. And every time we thought they were out of it, Karim freaking Benzema saved their day. The one and only savior time and time again was Karim making goals when they needed it the most. This run was truly a one of one. This will never be replicated. Today I will be looking at what Real Madrid had to do to reach the final this year. Real Madrid should have never won this Champions League. From being the most dominant team in Europe to a blatantly average team, we all thought that they were never going to get back to the big stage ever again. Cristiano Ronaldo leaving Real Madrid was when most people decided that Real Madrid wasn't going to be a contender in the Champions League. Even though Real Madrid has a culture of winning and doing good in big competitions, people were not rooting for Madrid whatsoever after Ronaldo left. This was especially prevalent when they lost the likes of Sergio Ramos, Rafael Varane, and players started to decline such as Marcelo, Gareth Bale, and Marco Asensio. People thought that it would take a miracle for Real Madrid to reach anywhere close to the Champions League final, including myself. This season alone, Real Madrid saw the step of and rise of Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and found the versatility and utility of Camavinga and Valverde, especially in their need of fresh new legs in the midfield. Especially when Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, and Casemiro are getting older in age. The 2022 season was certainly supposed to be a transitional season. Maybe even more than a transitional season. It was a kind of a gap year, a waiting room from Kylian Mbappe. And yet without him, they were able to win it all this year. If someone asked you at the beginning of the Champions League, who would win it all? Real Madrid would have never crossed your mind if you weren't a Madrid fan. From being in the shadows of Cristiano Ronaldo and Gareth Bale to becoming the leading man at Real Madrid a few years later, everyone thought that he would never be able to amount the impact that they had on the teams prior. The Spanish Giants signed Benzema on a 35 million deal at the age of 21. He was one of the best products coming out of League One. This was a lot of money back then, and people did not feel he was worth that amount. In the end, with 5 Champions Leagues, you can say he was worth that price tag. For myself, I've never been a massive fan of Benzema. Like most detractors, it's probably because I think he is an plain old typical poacher. He has proved me so wrong this year. In this season alone, he netted the back of the net in La Liga 27 times in just 32 matches. This is already impressive, but a more remarkable stat this year is that he scored 15 goals in 12 appearances in the Champions League. After this astonishing feat, I was completely sold by his technical ability to achieve goals and facilitate his teammates. His approach to the game was just stunning, working hard and setting an example to all the youngsters in the squad. Any team in Europe would want a man like Benzema at the moment. In terms of consistency through the season, several top-level performances, standing up in the most significant moments possible, and a final trophy haul, Benzema ticks every box to win a Ballon d'Or this season. No player even comes close to the Real Madrid striker in terms of impact on the 21-22 European season. He will rightfully lift the golden ball at October's ceremony. There is no player better than Benzema right now, and he was the most significant factor in why Madrid won the Champions League this year. Real Madrid should have never won this Champions League, a long shot at best. A team filled with youngsters and declining legends. These narratives and other ones were talked about during this season. It seems like they took this criticism and shut all the haters up. I would never underestimate Real Madrid, and neither should you.